Hi, everybody out there in TV land. It's your old pal, Ian and Jordan here. June 6th to 9th, Sunnyvale, California, Rooster T. Feathers. June 14th to 15th, Eugene, Oregon, Olson Run Comedy Club. And then July 18th to 20th, Rochester, New York, Comedy on Carlson. July 25th to 28th, I'm doing Naples, Florida, Off the Hook, punchup.live/Ian FIDANCE. Come on out. It's the best. Patreon.com/BeanIanPod. Jordan, where are you going to be? Where can they find you? Take your time.
I'll be in Des Moines, Iowa, Manchester, Connecticut, Addison Improv, love that club in Dallas, Brea Improv in California, Timonium, Magoobies, Fort Collins, Comedy Fort, shout out. My favorite club, Hilarities, Cleveland, Ohio, second favorite. It's on the top 3. I can't ever choose between them.
Oh, and September 1st, we're doing a live Beanie with Jordan at Hilarities.
San Francisco Comedy Club, that's Cobb's. Why does it say that? Oh, I gotcha. Austin, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, Petersburg, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. Wow, I'm on Ohio a lot. Skanky Fest, Batavia, Nashville, Charlotte. Go to punchup live/Jordan Jensen, punchup.live/Jordan Jensen, and find tickets there. Also, see you there.
What were you going to say?
New episode of R.I.P. Jordan Jensen drops on Monday.
Every other Monday.
It's with me and Laura Peak every other Monday. It's this
Laura
one. This
Peak's
one's
the
about
best.
OCD.
Enjoy the show.
Telling jokes and having smokes, riding bikes all through the night. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian. Coffee ice no matter what. Now you know he likes it in the butt. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian, being Ian. And life is shit, but you're positive. Let's find out what it's like to live a life being Ian, being Ian.
With Jordan. What? Oh, hey! Whoa. Whoa, you can do it. There she blows. Yes. Welcome back to another episode of Bein' Ian with Jordan. I am feeling okay. I rode my bike today. I was feeling some type of way, but riding the bike.
What were you feeling?
Helps.
Leave Richard alone.
Stop. She needs to chill on eating Richard.
She's new Richard. She's the new little guy.
Oh yeah.
Want to see something crazy?
Yes.
Crazy.
Speaking of crazy,
This is crazy. I'm just dissociating from the reality that is.
I love you.
Love you too.
I am so excited. We are so excited for our guest today. This fucking rules. The one, the only Bryan Garris from Knock Loose.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It finally worked.
I know.
I have so many questions.
We've been
Oh, yeah.
trying to get him on for a while, and the schedules never worked. And now they're playing Brooklyn Steel tonight, and we're gonna go. Yeah.
I have so many questions.
I think last time I was here, you were out of town. So we could
Yes.
make it work. We got pizza, though.
We did.
Aw.
Yeah, we rode the train, got some
How
pizza.
old are you?
I'm 30.
You're 30.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How do you...
Hit him with the question.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What do
Hit
you...
it up. Let's go.
How do
Question
you
it up.
possibly survive your voice? How is your throat okay?
I was gonna ask.
So this used to be such a boring answer, but recently it became a really cool answer. When I started, I was just like doing it and I was hoping for the best. There was like no technique. It was just like, I've always lived by the rule that's like, it doesn't matter if you suck at vocals as long as you sound convincing.
Right.
Mm.
Like there's tons of bands
As long
that
as
are,
you're mad.
yeah, there's tons of bands that are like great bands and their vocalists like aren't that good, but
Mhm.
they're fucking awesome because they sound believable.
Mm.
But I was just like doing it. And then we've been a band for 11 years now. So like touring, and we've been touring almost the entire time. So I've always like seen comments and stuff like he's gonna blow his voice. And I've always had that fear. Like, I hope I'm doing it the right way. I mean, it's lasting this long. So last year we were in Europe for a month and I blew my voice out bad. And like we played Reading and Leeds Festival, which is like the Coachella of the UK. Like we were the black sheep. It felt like we had something to prove. And my voice was like worse than it's ever been. I couldn't even talk. I'm like, what's up?
But your voice is already insane. For those of you who don't know, particularly, it's not you have the voice that sounds, I would say, of all hardcore bands, the one that you listen to and you're like, that cannot be comfortable to do. Like it's crazy.
It's never hurt. It's just yeah, it just feels like if I was yelling at somebody, like that's what would happen. And then over the
See,
years,
when I
I've
yell
learned how
at
to do
somebody,
it.
my
It
voice
hurts.
No, when I yell at people, my voice raises a bunch of octaves, and then I never say like the thing I want to say. Someone blocked my way, and on the subway, and I was trying to get off, and they wouldn't move. And instead of being like, "Yo, get the fuck out of the way," I said, "You're not the only one in this world." So I don't know.
Aw. I think what's happening is you're saying exactly what you want to say, and you wish you were a different person.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, that happens with me too. Like my singing voice is like so much higher than my talking voice, but that's just what happens. I don't know.
Did that just
I didn't
come
think
out?
you would have a low voice.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna have a higher voice when I met you.
A lot of people don't expect my talking voice to be so low, but that's just like what happens when I yell. Like it just raises.
Oh,
So when I blew my voice out in Europe, I went to an ENT because I was like scared that I was like ruining myself forever.
Right.
And
what's an ENT?
Ear, nose,
Ear,
and
nose,
throat.
throat. Yeah, gotcha.
And I live in LA, so I went based off of a recommendation. I went to this guy in Beverly Hills, and I go in. It's like a normal office.
Oh no! But was it like, let me listen to your throat through your spirit?
No,
Like
it
some
wasn't
LA
like
thing?
it wasn't like weirdo shit, but it was like they were like the office is normal. They gave me a COVID test when I got in. Then they were like, all right, we're gonna take you to his office and sit down. I sit in his office and it's covered every pop star you could imagine on the wall. Like Taylor Swift, Miley
Oh.
Cyrus, Chris Stapleton,
Really?
Rihanna. Like he is like apparently like the ENT.
Whoa.
So I'm sitting there like, what have I gotten myself into? And then this like guy walks in, and from the door he goes, "Who the fuck sent you?" And I was like,
Whoa, he's a
Jesus.
mob guy.
and
Yeah.
I like told him who recommended me, and he went, "You have COVID. You can leave."
Whoa.
And I was like, "Oh, that's why my voice is gone."
Holy shit.
That cost $5,000, by the way.
No, it did not.
Swear to God.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God.
So then he
$5,000?
yeah.
So wait, it cost
That's
$5,000.
more
for a
than your
COVID
ticket
test.
that you're still paying off.
You know what?
Sorry.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go there for $5,000 and just sit in the office and hope I meet Meg
gonna-
the Stallion.
yeah,
or
yeah.
Dude,
someone.
he had like so he had so many different plaques from the dude that created Family Guy.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, and like magazine covers of him and Seth MacFarlane where
Oh,
like
because Seth is all voice.
yeah, where
Yeah.
he's sitting in the doctor chair and Seth MacFarlane is like dressed up like the doctor. It's like they're like apparently really close and they've been working together.
Wacky.
So this guy's like a huge deal, I guess.
Yeah.
And I went back a week later when I was done
You
with
all right?
COVID.
What's the matter with you? Stop, man. She is just, I think it's political now.
I think it is. Yeah.
It's a statement.
Yeah. Dude, so wait, hold on. Was he a dick because you had COVID?
No,
or
I
is that
think
just
he's
like
just like a funny guy.
Oh,
Like-
funny guy.
Yeah, like I went back I
Oh.
went back a week later. He was like, "Come back when you don't have COVID anymore."
right?
And we did an actual like scope. They put a camera down my throat,
Mm-hmm.
and
What's that like?
it sucked. It sucked so bad because like not only do you it's like this and
I know
they
about
put
that.
it all the way down. And
Me too.
then I have to like.
Not for a while. Not for a while.
I hate that I'm your Republican father.
No,
You
no.
don't talk
it's
about
a-
that in my house, boy.
It was just in
And you're, like,
college.
cowering. You're like,
yeah. It was a phase. I'm sorry. I'll eat your pussy.
but he had to put the camera down my throat, and then I had to like
Gag.
make noise. I had to go like
I know about that too. You
and
guys
it
like
sucked.
you guys love that shit, and I feel so stupid doing it because I'm like, oh.
I called a girl a faker once. I was like, this is the Oscars were last
But
month.
don't you like
Okay.
the vibration or some shit?
What?
Of-
No.
Me neither.
I'm not.
I thought guys like the vibration of somebody making noise while.
No,
sucking
we
dick.
like making it sound like we're like larger than life.
Oh.
You know? Like, whoa, she's the whole can't handle me.
Oh,
you know?
gotcha.
It's not a vibration.
No, I'm
thing.
not talking about the. I know you guys like that, but I just meant like.
No, I
oh,
don't, because then it makes me fear for your health.
I gotcha.
You know?
I gotcha. You are gay. Heard.
Do you need a throat lozenge?
Careful,
But-
girl. Watch your hair. I
My
got it.
friend knows an ENT.
You're
She
putting,
needs-
you're putting clips to hold her hair back for her. I got it.
Yeah. I'm French braiding her hair while she's blowing me.
I'm trying a joke right now about how gay sex is the straightest thing you could do.
Thank you.
Is that's good, right? You haven't heard that.
I have jokes about that.
What is it? Tell me.
No,
yours.
it's like an alpha move. And all you women have been jib-jabbering about how we need to fuck the patriarchy, and I'm the only one who's fucking doing it.
Oh,
What are you
that's
doing
good. That's
besides
great.
talking?
Mine-
I'm making them
mine was
limp out of my apartment.
Mine is like it's crazy that gay men fuck people's asses. Like that's a crazy idea. Like
What do
it's
you-
crazy that Mateo Lane puts his dick in a man's butt. It seems like something he'd be like, "Oh my god, absolutely not." Whereas straight guys, it seems like they'd be like, "When girls out of town, give me your asshole," you know, give me your poop. I don't care about poop. Whereas gay
What?
guys, it seems crazy they would be okay with it.
But
Anyway,
where else are they
so
going to
then what
go?
happened? Where else are they going? No, I'm just saying metaphorically,
Are we wearing
or
the same socks?
no, I always wear minor dick sporting goods.
Mm.
DSG socks, the best socks in the biz, last for years. You looking for good socks? Get DSG. Buy them because I think every time I go to a Dick's, they say we don't sell those anymore, and I think it's only in some places. But if we buy more, they got to make more.
Speaking of dicks, what is this theory you have about gay men?
Like if I like it. Like it's crazy to imagine a gay guy being willing to put his dick into a man's asshole.
Where else are they going to go?
I know that that's what they do.
What do you
It's
think they're
just a
going to stop
crazy-
there and be like, well,
I
I
feel
guess.
bad that they have to do it.
But
you
they
know?
like it.
I
You
know,
see,
I
you don't
know.
live in a world where you think people can like anything
Buttholes.
other than missionary.
No, that's not true. I think it's crazy that gay men even go near anybody's asshole. They seem like somebody who would have,
Oh,
And it
because they're like
seems like a-
clean.
and it seems like a straight guy thing to be like, dude, what about if we just go in the butt? You know what I mean? Like, what if I can stick it in your pooper. That'd
But
be
I know
fine.
so many straight guys that are like, ew, that's
I
where
know,
the dookie
it's a
come
joke,
from.
you fucking retard. It's
Oh,
a joke.
yeah,
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
Sorry.
Holy mother of
Sorry,
God.
Sorry.
Something wrong with you. But I know a lot of gay guys who have butt sex. Yeah, that's what being gay is. Idiot. God.
My bad.
10 minutes in.
Crazy. Okay.
Anyway, back to you, Bryan. Sorry. Forgot you were here.
So now how do you save your voice?
Well, after we did the scope, he was like, "Your voice is fine." He complimented it a lot. Actually, he said he's like working with an opera singer, and he was like, "Her voice is like way more fucked than yours." He was like,
can
"So
you
whatever you're
tell?
doing, keep doing." I
Your
don't know.
vocal cords like looked fine.
I guess, yeah. I have pictures of it. It's crazy. Yeah, I took pictures of the screen because
Oh, they're like pretty
something out of
pink.
Alien.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like weird, and they go like,
Yeah. So like it's weird because I haven't ever cared until like the last 2 years about like what I'm doing.
Mhm.
But there's this TikTok guy it's like Extreme Vocal Institute, and he got big on TikTok from impersonating other singers, and he walks you through how to do it, and he sounds exactly like whoever he does.
Has he done you?
And he did me, and someone sent it to me, and he like walks through all the like, he's like, it's from up here, it's not from down here. He was like, it's nasally. And like he said everything that I'm doing, but I had never thought about what I'm doing.
Did
And I
that
was
fuck
like,
you
Oh,
up
but it's true.
when you heard it?
Yeah, so I like hit him up and I was just like, hey, like you should teach me how to
Do what I do.
To do what I do as if I don't know how.
Right.
And we like met up and like I guess he gave me like a lesson and because I was like, it's been 10 years, like I should probably know how to do what I'm doing,
Yeah.
you know, and like so that I can do it a bit more comfortably. But
So what are you doing? You're screaming from your head?
Yeah.
Straight
How
off
do you
the
scream
dome?
from your
it's
head?
like your head voice. So it's like
Yeah.
it's the same thing where when you yell and your voice raises in octaves, it's because it's coming from up here rather than like here or here. And I don't know the science behind it. All I know is this guy, like if you've heard Knocked Loose, our guitar player does low screaming.
Yeah.
And he was like, you scream from your head voice, and that's why it sounds like, and he did me perfect.
Whoa.
And he was like, your guitar player screams from his stomach, and that's why he sounds like, and he sounded just like Isaac. And I was like, you are special.
That is crazy.
So when he said, I screamed from my head, and you went, oh, you understood what that meant?
Well, I know what a head, they say head voice. I've heard
Yeah.
that before.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that. What is that?
It's
From
just
the
like,
head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what is a head voice?
It's-
I'm saying what's in
Right
my head
now-
right now.
Right now you're going from your chest.
Am
If
I?
you can go from your stomach, which is lower, and you can head, which is what he does.
higher, yeah. Like when you yelled and you said you're not the only one on
Yeah.
this world or whatever you said in the subway, it was like you're pulling from up here.
Uh-huh. Wait, let me try to do it from down here.
Yes.
You're not. Whoa.
Yes, my dog's
You're
like knocked loose.
Whoa.
Yes. That's crazy.
But
You
you
guys
know-
are huge.
Thank
What the
you.
fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're
It's,
not supposed to get huge. You know what I mean?
we
That's
weren't.
crazy.
Yeah, we definitely weren't.
Yeah, you
It-
are because you're talented and you deserve it.
Yeah, but you're
Thank you.
freaks.
But
You're a
I
bunch of
get
freaks.
it. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I don't know.
Turnstile is like it. There's pop
Yeah.
behind that. You guys are nuts. And I was listening to you guys, and then somebody was like, "Oh, you were like they're huge,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "There's no way." They're like they're in. It's like that's like if you have to be into hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
you would think.
to get a mass appeal sounding like that is like, what? What is that?
I really don't know why. I don't. And
I think it might be like there's the turnstile pop, and then I think it goes there's all of the different levels of hardcore, and then you get to like a super extreme, and it's like those two are able to meet each other for some reason. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of it is like guitar music is cool right now. Like
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
MGK wants to be a rock star. Like so like people are trying to dig to find like actual rock, I guess.
Oh.
So it's
Oh.
just like people are like
breakdowns, your
investing
breakdowns are
into the
epic.
culture. Yeah. And it's so much crowd participation that I think that like if you don't like heavy music, you can watch our live set and be like, whoa, this
Right,
is
like,
crazy.
I feel like that's what happened at
Oh.
Coachella. It was like all these
Yeah.
people that because all the bullshit EDM and everything they listen to does have a vibe of like, oh, here comes the
Yeah.
breakdown, and then to actually hear legit good breakdowns
Yeah.
and music that makes you want to like truly crush
Some
your
of that's
skull
good.
through a
You just need
wall.
a little bit of Molly.
I don't
I like
do
it.
Molly.
I
Yeah.
like it. And
I can't. Well, I'm a sober guy. How am I supposed to be in a warehouse listening to fucking
it's all about
all of that?
it's the same exact thing as
literally a
Knocked
breakdown.
Loose. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you listen like
But there
every
is no
single
arf
Knocked
arf.
Loose,
It's like-
yeah, there's no,
There's no arf
every
arf.
single Knocked Loose song ends with a breakdown, and that's just like a drop. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like it's all about like building
Right.
tension.
You haven't
and then
been
the
to a
release.
good one. You have to go to like a good I went to one in Montreal that was like the dopamine is just being pumped in you because they're just bringing it up and dropping it in a way that's like and the you just can't go to if you go to a shitty one, it's shitty.
You know what I just realized? I look at EDM the same way people look at hardcore. Like, wait, so you go there and you just throw your body around, and you punch
Yeah.
people, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, wait, you go to this and you just What do you mean you dance the whole time? And then
but the
I'm at a
shows
show.
they put on is like insane.
Yeah.
It's just some like 19-year-old nerd that's had a laptop his whole life, and he's like, I want 300-foot robots shooting lasers at the people that are watching me. And they're just like, sure.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
And it's weird. There's a lot of EDM artists that like really love Knocked Loose. And so like we've gotten to meet a lot of them, and it's like super crazy. Like the difference in our worlds, like they're just like taking private jets and they're playing like one show a month, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and like then we're just like in a bus for 40 days in a row. Like
What's with that?
Yeah, why
Because
is
they're
that
tech
the thing?
boys?
I don't know. I think
Are
just
their
like
costs low because it's just a laptop and autism, or like what?
I also think that it's just built around events rather than touring. Like I don't think if you live in like Omaha, you're going like Tuesday night, Marshmallows playing.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think that it's more about like just like festivals and like giant like electronic events. So they're just like, well, all I have to fly is like me and a USB drive. So like all my friends are gonna take the private jet.
Although it must suck to just know that 100% of your audience is so fucked up. Like sometimes at the
Yeah,
cellar,
but
when it's like
imagine
2 a.m.
knowing that and being able to like fuck with it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're
Totally.
writing stuff, you're like, this is crazy. And you're like, hold on, if I was on drugs, this would kill me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you think people are on drugs at yours?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
We did a rap tour last year. There was probably drugs there.
Rap tour?
Yeah,
Rap?
we toured with Suicide Boys. We were like the
Oh, wow.
only band on the whole tour, except Code Orange was on some of it. We overlapped for a week.
Oh, that's
there were,
kinda
like,
cool.
2 bands. Yeah.
Well, I've been seeing that. Like, again, back to the Coachella thing of like these people that would never naturally find this like A to B to C to find this type of music, and then feeling this tribal instinct to just dance and just be into it. That I thought that was like really cool to break that barrier
Yeah.
and have all these people all come together that normally wouldn't lose their minds, all lose their mind. And then to hear that you're doing that on the road with like rappers and everything is like, that's great, because it just goes back to that like musical thing that just makes that's like why I
Yeah.
love hardcore and punk rock. It just makes me want to like
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
and thrash around.
Definitely. It's Coachella was crazy because we had no idea what to expect, and we fully thought that like it might be bad, and we
Mhm.
wouldn't have been surprised, you know, like
Yeah.
to us the victory was like the flyer. Like we're here, like our name is here, and like we're like, if the show might not be great, but like we're doing it.
Yeah.
And for it to be as like crazy as it was, it really did feel. I'm usually bad about like in the moment realizing the importance of a moment. I usually like look back on it. I'm like a very nostalgic person, but like at Coachella, I was like, this feels like a statement is being made.
Really?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
huge?
yeah. Because like, first of all, we pulled up and there was no barricade, and our like
Oh.
stage manager walked over and he was wearing like a Los Crudos shirt, and he was just like excited to have you guys like.
Whoa.
And we were
Oh,
like,
man.
They
oh,
didn't
okay.
have a barricade?
No
Yeah,
barricade.
no
That's
barricade.
awesome.
And we were in a tent, and during the show they had to cap the tent. Like we were at capacity. Like it was like, and before our set, we're like stretching and warming up. The tent is empty, and like our manager kept like poking out, and he's like, "No, it's still empty."
Whoa.
And we're all just like, "It's fine. Like it's whatever. Like I'm gonna go watch Ethel Cain, and that's all I care
I
about."
love
and,
Ethel Cain.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my God.
Then like 5 minutes before the set, he like pokes out and he comes out and he's like, "It's full." And we're just like,
Whoa.
oh my God.
Dude, that's
here
the
we go.
best feeling.
How many
Yeah.
people?
I don't know what the cap of the tent was, but like it was huge. It was very big. I have a video. That's all I have.
Like-
I'll show you the video, but
That 500,000?
There's like 6,000 people.
6,000?
Or am I crazy?
maybe I would say between 5 and 10,000 in the tent.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nuts. Like truly, I didn't expect it.
Is that the
and-
most you ever played for?
No, the most we've ever played for is Des Moines, Iowa, Knotfest, Slipknot returning home, 30,000 people.
Holy mother.
We played at like 3 p.m. so it wasn't full yet.
Right.
You could see the line actually while we were playing, but I guarantee we played to 15,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Either that or some. Oh no, I'm literally lying. Suicide Boys, day 2, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 20,000 people.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's just a show. That wasn't even a fest. That was like,
Yeah.
we met them day 1 and we were like, congratulations on your tour. It's so huge. Thank you for having us. We were in Omaha, Nebraska. It was 10,000 people. And they were like, nah, today sucked. Wait until tomorrow. There's 20,000 tickets sold. And we were like,
Holy shit.
what? That's
did you
all of
meet-
Albuquerque.
How'd you? Yeah, it is. How did you meet up with those guys?
They're fans of the band.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And like,
That's awesome.
so we got the offer and I listened to rap probably more than I listened to hardcore music. So I
Mhm.
was like, yep, I'm all for it. Like, I'm ready. And then being there, realizing that like the more that you do, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. The bigger that we get and the more stages we're put on, the more you realize that hardcore kids are behind everything.
Yeah.
Like, you pull up to Coachella and our stage manager's a hardcore guy. We do
Interesting.
Suicide Boys and like their sound guy, their monitor guy, their tour, all
Why?
hardcore dudes. I think it's the work ethic.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, hardcore is so like DIY.
and
Yeah,
everything,
same
yeah.
with just like, any of the bands I've opened for, it's like all the crew is wearing a hardcore shirt. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. I know that. And they're like, yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think it's the grit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always joke that like hardcore kids grow up to work for mainstream artists on the ground, and pop punk kids grow up to work in the office for mainstream
Yeah.
Hilarious.
artists, like on the management side and like
Yeah.
the
Interesting.
cushy job. But yeah, like everywhere we go, it's like, or you hear stories about like I have a friend who started doing merch for just like Midwest bands for free, and now he does merch for like SZA.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Ha!
it's just like
It's crazy.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Hardcore kids are everywhere.
Who's
Yeah,
your
I-
merch people?
So my girlfriend did merch for us for 8 years, and she started doing back when we were like doing everything ourselves, like to a fault almost. We bought like 4 party DJ lights from a Guitar Center, and she was like, oh, who's doing these lights? And we were like, you. So like we
Wow.
made her do lights and merch,
Yeah.
and then that snowballed into like her being like a very good and legit lighting director. Like,
Whoa.
That's
so
awesome.
now this is the first tour ever where she's officially not doing merch, she's just doing lights.
That's cool.
Whoa.
Yeah, so she kind of like assumed the role of like overall production. So
Oh,
like,
it's amazing. So you get to bring her out.
yeah, she's been touring with us for a long time.
Oh, that's
yeah.
so cool.
We've been together for 13 years. So
That's amazing.
7, 23, 20,
Huh?
How
He's
old are you?
30. 17.
17.
18. I was
18?
18. Yeah,
18.
going on 13 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
13 going on 30.
That's so good though, because it's so good that you popped off. I don't know though, because you know what? I was talking to, I think it was somebody in Zach Bryan's band. My friend was getting fucked up with them, and they were like, dude, I have a wife and we blew up. And now what the fuck? But it's probably, but I was like,
yeah.
but that's probably also a relief, that
yeah.
you're just like, there's no, what do you guys call chuckle fucks?
I don't know what that
Groupies?
Groupies.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're
groupies.
just
Yeah.
like locked in. No matter how big you get, you have somebody there with you. You don't
Yeah.
have to deal with all the crazy bullshit.
Yeah. It's funny because she would work the merch table, and so she would get girls asking about me to her.
Oh, would she
And-
say something?
Well, she's like, I mean, there's no like doubt or like anything there, so she's like a good sport about it.
Oh,
She's
that's
just
great.
like, oh yeah, I'll give him your number, and like laugh it
Oh,
off.
Oh,
that's
that's awesome.
awesome. Yeah, that's great.
cool.
And or just like being at the merch table, like weird dudes going to her. Like we would always get texts in the group chat, like the pickup lines that she would get were just like fucking insane. Like guys would come up and be like,
Oh, to her.
yeah,
Oh, I
And
thought
just-
you meant to you.
no,
Like,
no.
Tell Bryan I said I want to know how much his polar bear weighs. Enough to break the ice.
Nice.
Somebody asked her once, they were like, how much is this shirt? And she was like $20 or whatever. And they were like, how much are you?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Why would you ever say that to anyone?
When you
That is crazy. Dude, the people in merch lines are fucking nuts.
yeah.
My buddy was doing merch for Terror, and it was Starland Ballroom, and it was Hatebreed, Terror, Jesus Peace, and Under the Knife, the Hatebreed album
Yeah.
with the monkey in the paw.
Yeah.
Some guy is drunk and goes up and goes, yeah, let me get that album with Obama on it.
That's awesome. Let's have that guy on the pod.
What?
Okay, Rick.
And then some
That's
chick
fucked.
was just drunk and was like, how about if I buy a shirt, you come with it?
Yeah, they're just
That's
like
better than How Much Are You? How Much Are You is crazy.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
so funny. Oh my God.
It's when you tour with a woman, you realize that like every bad thing you've ever heard
Of
about
guys.
men
Yeah.
doing to women is like 100% true.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I was walking with Coyote
And worse
the other
than
day.
you ever like thought, too.
Yeah.
I was walking with Coyote and I had some like maybe a protein shaker, like some container with me. And the guy goes, is that peanut butter to put on your pussy for the dog? And I was like, what the
Whoa.
fuck did you just say to me,
Look,
dude?
I was
and he was like,
joking. I'm
he was
sorry.
like- you just need to get it together. You need to mellow out.
That's like
sorry. I
Isn't
got
that-
excited.
Isn't that crazy?
yeah. That guy
Wait, was
needs
he
to be
like a
locked
person
up.
or like a crazy guy?
He was at my show.
What?
Yeah. He was a bald man at my show.
Dude, I wish
New
I was
York?
there. I would have fucking rocked him.
I know.
New York?
No.
Where?
I don't fucking know. Some place I've been.
About to say
Probably
New York?
Appleton. Yeah.
Not
If it was
really
New York,
surprising.
he would have. New Yorkers are succinct. He would have cut the middleman out and be like, "Let me lick
eat
your pussy."
Yeah. I have peanut butter at home.
yeah.
Yeah. Let me put peanut butter on your pussy. Give your dog a night off.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dude, I heard one time Taylor was restocking merch. Taylor is my girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was restocking merch, and that's like during the show at night, just in the trailer alone. Like she's like digging through boxes and she hears something. She turns around, there's just like a guy in the trailer. And she's like,
Oh,
can I help you? And he's like blackout drunk. And he's like, you need a hand? And she's like, no, I'm good. Like, I need you to leave.
oh.
And he's like, let me help you. And she's like, you gotta go. And it like resorted in her being like, get the fuck out of my trailer.
Yeah.
Like popping off on him. And like he was so drunk that he like stumbled backwards, fell, hit his head, and just knocked himself out. and we had
Whoa.
to like get the paramedics
He was
from the
knocked
venue.
loose.
Hey. Wow.
Crazy.
And
that would have fucked me up.
hold on, I
Yeah,
have one.
it's-
I have one. When he came to, they said, "Are you all right?" And he goes, "I can't hear. Everything is quiet now."
All right, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're reaches, dude. Sometimes they're fucking reach.
Oh, I'll
No,
fucking
no,
tear
no,
a
no,
rotator cuff reaching.
No, don't reach.
You want me to pull an album?
No,
out?
don't pull an album.
I can do
out.
an album
Don't
pun.
do it. Don't. Oh my god.
Dude, did
You
I
said
tell you?
there's a
I
song.
had to. Never. All right. You know what? You're lucky
What were
that.
you gonna say?
Yeah, that looks too nice. You don't want to mess that up.
Just sit back in your chair. Sit back in your chair and relax.
I like
Ease
it
up.
down here.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's fun.
I
right?
feel like I'm regionally like where I'm from, like South Midwest.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, are you Midwest? Where?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville,
So people
Oh, I
argue
love
whether or not
Louisville.
it's Midwest or the
South.
South, but
I like Louisville a lot.
yeah, it's awesome.
It's a really cool place.
We're printing a. I mean, I guess I can say it. We're printing a shirt for our hometown show at the end of this tour that just says Louisville is the best place on earth.
That's great.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I
That's
really like it a
cool.
lot. I go and do a club there that pays me nothing.
Oh, Louisville Comedy Club.
No, Planet of the Tapes. They just are like a very small club, and I just go there because I love Louisville
Yeah.
and I like that
When
club so much.
Was I? No, I'm confusing Louisville with Springfield, Missouri.
That's not good. That's a bad place.
They have a good cave there. They have a bunch of caves.
Oh, okay.
I went on a cave tour.
Missouri.
Oh,
Is,
like an actual cave? I thought that was maybe like
I can't go into caves.
comedy slang.
No,
I thought it was hardcore
Cave.
slang.
It's like
I was
a-
like, yeah,
some
I
of
know
the
what a cave
caves
is.
there.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
You meant an actual cave.
Yeah.
Kentucky's got good caves.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, we got Mammoth Cave.
This was called Cave. I'm thinking Caves of Calypso. Then I'm thinking the Cave In song Calypso. Am I having a
Yeah, I
stroke?
don't know what you're saying.
I really want to do a pun.
Just relax.
Well, you almost had another one because she said "Don't Reach," and there's a song on her new album called "Don't Reach for Me."
Wow.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh,
thought you were gonna do it.
God
Somebody did
damn
it
it.
out there. Somebody watching this was
Yeah.
like, "No, Rachel,
Yeah.
no, Rachel,
Yeah.
No, I honestly though, I'm thinking if it was in Louisville or Springfield, I don't know why I mixed them two, but I spent a lot of time counting worms.
Okay.
That is not. That was
That's
too
a
much.
song.
That was way too much. Really bad.
I know. I know. Sorry. Let's hit a reset.
You could have done something like this. You could have been like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm bad at the puns. I'm just gonna sit over here counting worms. Or something like that.
But-
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't take the stage to do a bad one.
Yeah.
You can dip out on a bad one, but you can't. Be
I'm
like,
starting to understand the dynamic here.
Uh-huh.
I'm right and he's
Mentor,
wrong.
Apprentice.
What?
Yes.
Fuck you.
Yes.
What is this bullshit?
Yes. No, that's correct.
No,
I'm
wrong.
teaching him how to be a person.
Republican father.
yeah.
Oh,
Wanting to
totally.
impress.
Yeah.
Proud of me, daddy?
Yes, I'm very proud of you.
Oh, that's nice. I could play the trumpet.
What other question? I have a million questions.
Go.
Who's opening?
Speed.
A gang called Speed.
Gang called
Okay.
Speed from Australia.
Yeah.
First ever full US tour.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's cool full circle moment. The first time I ever got to tour Australia, 2 members of Speed used to be in a band called Relentless, and they were on our tour. So it's like
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool.
years later, kind of getting to return the favor,
That's awesome.
bring them over here. Yeah,
Dude, I went to a show in Denton, Texas last year at Rubber Gloves. You ever play there? It was Speed, Mexican Coke, Life's Question. Thinking one other band, I forget. Anyway, it was like cool. People were having fun, whatever, you know. It wasn't that crazy, you know. And then Speed took the stage, and it was like everybody had a switch flick. And dude, there were guys. It was outside on concrete. There were guys climbing up on lights,
Oh, yeah.
doing front flips onto 2 people. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit.
What's the
People
craziest
go
injury?
off.
I broke my tailbone.
Are you all right?
My tailbone is still fractured.
I have a pack of ice upstairs.
I need a donut. You got a headrest for the plane?
Huh?
Like a, what do you call that?
I do.
Neck
Neck
pillow?
pillow.
Yeah, go get that. Please.
Ethan. It's on the book bag right when you walk in.
Oh,
Thank
like
you.
I got you, Ethan.
Yeah. Yeah.
My tailbone's all fucked up from boxing somehow.
Still?
Oh, yeah, still.
You want an ice pack?
No, I just
I
want.
got one of those kinds where you crink it and it's
I don't want ice in my butthole.
warm. It's not ice cubes. It's a nice pack.
I just need to sit on a donut.
Oh.
Don't say anything sexual. What's the craziest injury you've
would-
got?
Hey, I
Get
do
me,
not
get me one of
want
those
to do
liquid
that.
deaths. Put the mic down for a second so I can ask this question. You got it.
Craziest injury.
Do you do the? Oh my god! Oh my god! Thank
That's
you
why you
so
have
much,
Ethan do
Ethan.
it.
Jesus.
Get off of this, you little chewer.
Craziest injury.
Do you smash head?
I have, but I don't typically. I have to tour for like
tonight.
30 days in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be-
Wait, are you asking
fucked.
worst injury for
For
them
me or for the crowd?
what you've seen in the crowd?
Both.
For me, one time I was singing with Every Time I Die, and I went to headbang, and I just
No!
headbutted a guy as hard as I possibly could in the front row. and it just
Concussion.
broke my nose.
Oh
Blood?
God!
Blood?
Yeah, just
Nice.
popped like a balloon. Like I literally just like I come back up and it's fully.
Brian, no!
Ah,
No!
And I tried to play it off because I was like, I can't let them know that I'm hurt. So I just like did this.
Oh, with your nose
Like
bleeding?
Andrew
Yeah,
WK
yeah, yeah.
style.
And then I went to walk off and I was like, still can't let them know that I'm hurt. So I didn't like fully leave. I just went to the side of the stage to continue watching the show. So I'm just standing on the
Oh.
side like this. And I'm just
Nice.
Covered in blood.
pouring blood.
Good
And I was like,
God.
I would have cried.
I did this. Everybody's looking at me like, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll go. And I like walked
Oh
off.
Wow.
my God.
And then also, first time we ever played in New York, like
Where at?
VFW. I don't remember the name of the spot. It's definitely not around anymore, but it was like the back of a restaurant, flat ground, like no stage, probably held 50 kids. Somebody, this is like so New York, it's insane. Somebody picked another guy up and he was wearing Tim's and he kicked me in my head
Oh my
and
god.
knocked me out. And I like fell through the drums and I fell and I got on one knee and I was just sitting there and the song had ended and everybody's like, "Are you good? Are you good?" And I was like, "Don't talk to me. Like, just give me a second." And then I was like, "All right, I'm good." And I had like a fucking goose egg on my head and I had like cuts on my back from the drums.
Oh
and-
Jesus!
Yeah.
Probably have you're probably concussed.
Yeah,
Been
probably.
concussed.
For good.
Probably. Yeah, for good, probably.
I think me too. I got a
Yeah.
concussion headbang in my room to Nirvana with my cousin when I was in 6th grade, and
You just
Oh,
said
I
I
was
got
ho-
a concussion
I was
headbang in my
hoping you were
room.
an
So yes,
adult.
you're concussion.
headbanging in my room. Oh yeah, right.
Just headbanging.
Me and my
Nirvana.
cousin Sherry just headbanging to Nirvana in my room in an empty
I was
apartment.
30 years old.
That's
You're like, have you heard this?
Yeah.
Have you heard this?
Have you
Yeah.
heard this?
My brother, I have 2 younger brothers. They're my best friends in the
Shout
whole
out
world.
Weapon X.
Yeah, my youngest brother plays drums in Weapon X, and he also plays drums in Gates to Hell, death metal band. My middle brother, he toured for a bit, but decided it wasn't for him. He did merch for Terror, actually, for a while.
Oh no shit.
But him, my middle brother Dallas, he is 1, my favorite mosher in the world, and 2, the craziest injuries. Like he's like a little guy, so he gets away with moshing crazy.
Yeah.
But one time he's 24. So we took him on tour when he was 15.
Oh, that's great.
Like begged my parents, like, it's summer break.
yeah,
The
yeah.
tour's only 2 weeks. Like, so he's just been around for forever. And when we were in Columbus, Ohio, he was moshing and like he's 15 and an adult man kicked him in his face
Oh,
and his
Like a spin kick, or was it just like
it was like this.
Oh.
And his tooth went through his lip and like you could just see his teeth right here. And I
Brian,
had
no.
to take him to the emergency room.
Oh,
I took him to the emergency room and he was a minor. So he was like, yeah, I like blacked out and this happened. And once they heard blacked out and that he was a minor, they were just like, we're going to squeeze every penny we can out of him. Put him in a neck brace, put him like whole 9 yards. Like there's pictures on my Instagram, if you scroll back and up, of just like my little brother, just like in a neck brace, just like,
like Christopher
oh my
Moltisanti.
god.
and they like did all these tests about him blacking out to make sure that he didn't have a concussion. And he was like, I feel fine. I need you to do something about my lip. And they were like, well, we can't really do anything about that. You just got to let it heal.
They didn't sew it?
Yeah. And
What?
and they did like the glue stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it was like 3 a.m. and we're on tour.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, when can we leave? And they were like, oh, he can't leave. Like, you can't check him out. You're not his guardian. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
you have to let me check him out. And they were like, no, his guardian has to. And I was like, if you make me call my mom at 3 o'clock in the morning on a work night.
She's gonna
Oh,
punch your lips
dude.
through your face.
Especially
kill
after
you.
begging for him to come.
Yeah. And like, she didn't care about the injury. She knows that just kind of comes with it. But I had to call her and be like, Mom, they won't let Dallas leave the hospital.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you broke him out.
No.
Like
and
Good Time
she,
style.
like, it was like one of those, like a sitcom. You like hand the phone and you just hear like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
you're like, you know that my mom's just like really giving it to him. And they're like, all right, he's good to go.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
giving it to the people. Like, yeah, let
she's
my
like,
boy
let
out.
my
Yeah.
fucking son
Yeah.
go. Like,
Hi. We love Fume.
They open the ad by saying, we love Fume. Straight to the point.
Yeah. Straight to the point. Why not? No foreplay. Just ram it right in. We love Fume. It fills a void that ditching bad habits leaves while giving you something to reach for.
It's not a vape, so you can use it anywhere. And since there's no nicotine, you won't get addicted. With new flavors to try, like the sweet aromatic. I held on.
It felt.
It does put together nicely like a gun.
It does.
With the new core flavors to
Dude,
try,
it
like the
is like a
sweet
gun.
aromatic basic black licorice. I do love black licorice. Or the refreshing, subtly sweet spearmint ice. There's a flavor for every mood. Fume is created for fidgeting. It snaps, it clicks, and it magnets. Help get rid of some of the anxiety with Fume. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use code SKA to get a free gift with your journey pack. Head to Fume. Head to tryfume.com/ska. That's TRYFUM.com/SKA and use code SKA to get a free gift with your order today.
I'm twisting. I'm fidgeting. I'm using the
Mine is
Fume.
lighter brown. One they sent me.
Oh, they sent us comparable to each of our buttholes. That's a dark mahogany.
Mine is dark too.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, I called my mom from jail one time and picked up, and because she heard the you have a call from inmate whatever the fuck. I pick up the phone and I just hear silence, and I'm like, is she mad? And then I realize that she's laughing so hard that she's like she's like completely silent, and I was like, stop. There's like 8 other women around me in jumpsuits just like, what's going on? And I'm like, just stop laughing, Mom. Cut it out. She thought it was so
You're
funny.
like, I'm a criminal.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, stop. I'm serious. I'm wearing a jumpsuit. And she was like, ah! Like just completely. And I was like, they made me wear flip-flops that aren't mine. And she was like, stop. You have to stop. I'm done.
I never called my mom from jail. I got a DUI once, and I called my friend at like 4 a.m. I was like, yo, can you pick me up? He's like, what if I don't? And I go, well, then they're sending me to jail. And he was like, oh, God damn it. And I was like, you know what? Stay. I deserve it. I shouldn't have been doing this. But also, dude, one time in 8th grade, my mom was going out, and she was like, look, do not play ding dong ditch. Did you call it that? Did you ever play that? Yeah. Some people call it like Dixie doorknob or something, or ding dong
ditch.
Whatever. So we were like, we promise we
God,
won't.
I used to play that.
We went,
So
dude,
stupid.
we hit the same house 7 times. And then on the last time, we rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to shit in a bag and light it on fire. So I lost. My buddy shit in the bag, and I had to go knock on the door. And so I'm walking up, and as I go to knock, this woman opens the door, and she goes, what are you doing? And I go, I thought this was my friend's house. And then I just left, and she followed us. And dude, we ran, we lived behind a shopping center. We ran, we hid, and we're at a payphone, and we're like, what do we do? What do we do? And my stupid friend is like, you should call your mom. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, she'll pick us up. I go, dude, she's going to get pissed. He goes, let me call. She loves me. I'll take care of it. And I'll never forget, I put the coins in, dialed the number, gave the phone to my buddy, and all I hear is, Mrs. Fidance, there's been trouble.
That's
I just hear my mom like, what?
Oh my God.
And then she picked us up and made us all go to my room. Like she like grounded us all together.
So fun.
And then we're like, we're so sorry. And we're in the room, and we're just like cackling, laughing. Like, Jesus Christ.
When I was in high school, my parents caught me at a party, like drinking, smoking weed, like the whole 9 yards. And my fucking stupid friend, still friends with him, Jared Barron. We've been friends since 8th grade.
Shout out.
He was at the party, and it was like so stupid. I was out back smoking a cigarette, and my friend comes out and he goes, Bryan, your parents are here. And I was like, shut up. It's like, you're trying to like ruin my high.
Yeah.
And he was like, your parents are here. And people started to funnel out back because they were scared my parents were going to call the cops. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I go out front, and my parents are in the minivan, sliding door open, just like this.
No.
Not looking at me at all.
How old are you?
I'm probably like a sophomore, freshman or sophomore in high school, and I'm like, oh God. So I get in and like immediately give myself away because the minivan is empty, and I go all the way to the back row. I'm like, I gotta be as far away from them as possible. And my dad's like, have you been drinking? And I was like, no. And like, I don't know what it is with my dad. To this day, I can't lie to him. And it's as simple as him going, "You been drinking?" No, and he's like, "Have you been drinking?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
I
that's
just
good.
like can't lie to him.
Wow.
And he's like, "Have you been smoking?" I'm like, "No," and he's like, "Have you been smoking?" I'm like, "Yeah." So immediately get caught. I go home. My parents are so mad, and they're like telling me, they're like, they were like all talk, but they were trying to scare me. And they were like, "You're switching schools." Like I had long skater
the old
hair. They were like,
switch
"We're
school
shaving your
talk.
head.
Yeah.
Like you're not allowed to like whatever." Like, and in the middle of all this, Jared Barron calls my house phone, and he's like, "Can Bryan talk?" And they're like, "No, you fucking idiot." I found out later he was calling to make sure my mom wasn't going to call the cops on the party.
Oh, hilarious.
Just quick question. Are
Yeah.
you guys chill
Yeah.
or
You
So
go
can
back and-
Bryan hang out?
yeah.
Yeah.
Can Bryan come over?
Yeah.
We'll just stay inside to play video games.
Dude, I went to jail and my friend calls the jail. And she's like, "Can I talk to Jordan?" And they're like, "Here's your one phone call." And I was like, "Mom?" And she was like, "No, it's me. That was fucked up how you got arrested back there." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, come on." And she was like, "Duh, I don't know. I hope you get out soon." And I was like, "I gotta go." And then they were like, "That was your one phone call." And I was like,
They're like, "We're making shirts already."
yeah. It's crazy.
We got the airbrush
Remember
guy.
like the free Wheezy shirt?
Oh yeah, free JJ.
God,
Free my man Jordan.
the one phone call thing is so weird.
I called a tell from jail when I got arrested at the airport. And I had to call him and be like, "I can't make the first gig." And then the police, I hung up and they were like, "Why do you have $500 cash on you?" And I was like, "Well, it's yours if you let me go." They go, "Are you bribing us?" And I was like, "I'm a joke.
You're like,
joke.
I don't have $500.
Yeah, yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Dude, we have Stick to Your Guns. We
Yeah.
tour with them a bunch. Josh James, the guitar player, amazing storyteller. He told this story about he goes to an airport, and like we always talk about like taking gear to an airport. Like, what's the most unfortunate band name to have spray painted on the side of your guitar case?
Dude.
Like, imagine going to an airport and the woman's like, "Oh, you're in a band. What's it called?" And you're like, "Dying Fetus."
Yeah. Bomb the music
Yeah.
industry.
So there was that pop punk band called Handguns.
Oh no! Oh my God!
But so we're talking about this with Stick to Your Guns, and Josh is like, "Yeah, all my stuff says Stick to Your Guns." And he's taking his guitar through security, and they go, "What do you got in here? A gun?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's a gun." And the guy goes, "Gun!"
No
And they,
way.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God!
And they just have to go through everything, search everything for like a fucking hour, almost misses his flight. But just
Jesus.
like him being sarcastic,
Yeah.
it's a gun.
A
And the guy
guitar-shaped
just
case.
yelling,
Yeah.
"Gun!"
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I wonder if the guy was yelling it because he's like bored worker, hates his
Oh,
job,
definitely.
or if he was like, "Fuck you for being sarcastic. Let's do this."
It's one of those jobs like TSA and the Canadian border. It's like two jobs where it's like I am allowed to be a dick, so
Yeah.
I will be
Yeah.
a dick as much as I
Dude,
can.
I was going through TSA. I'm about to miss my flight, right? Like I'm like I have Coyote in my hands, and I go through the thing, and they always have to scan your hands if you go through with a dog. They
Yeah.
have to like bomb check your hands. And the woman, he's like, "Can I have one of the tabs?" And she's like, "Say please." And he's like, "Can I please have one of the hand things?" And she's like, "I don't know." And they're doing this whole exchange, and I'm like on the clock, and I'm like, "If you guys could just," and he's like, "Come on, Charlene." And she's like, "Give me a second. I got to think about," and it was like, dude, I almost, and I had just gotten out of an Uber where I was late for the airport, and the same one. And he's like, he's scrolling on his phone and reading stuff. And at one point I just snapped and was like, "Hey buddy, I got to be somewhere. And if you could just read that novel later, that would be great." And I
Text
got,
drive after you drop me off.
it was so crazy. And dude, just when they were having this exchange, it took everything in me not to be like, "Can you guys fuck each
I'm
other
proud of
later?"
you for not yelling.
They would have
Yo.
taken longer if you did.
They
Oh,
would have
dude.
taken longer. That's
Yo,
why I didn't. Yeah.
They took I hate when you go through TSA and you're fine, and then on the way back they pick something out that you've gotten through the airport with before. Does that ever happen? I have like
Yeah.
a little butane lighter that's shaped like a gold bar, and they took it.
That's
and
because
I'm
you're
like,
leaving New York and you're
I-
coming back through a small town, and small town places will fuck you up for
Yeah.
everything. New York is like gun go through.
No, they found brass knuckles on me after I got arrested for it, and I was like, "You can throw that out," and they did, and I was like, "Thank God," or else I'd be
Oh,
on the no-fly
good.
list. Yeah, and
Oh,
it was in
good,
like
good, good.
fucking Tulsa or some shit.
Yeah.
But the guy was taking my thing, and I was like, "Man, I've
You're an idiot for
Taking
having them
this-
after you got arrested
Dude,
for them, by
I
the
am
way.
an
What the
idiot. I
fuck?
fucked up.
You went to
I
jail
fucked
for
up.
it and you're like, again?
I
Let's double
fucked
down
up.
again.
Hey, fool me once.
Wow. Fool you twice. Retarded. A retarded person that
I
shouldn't
think
be allowed to
so.
play.
A little bit.
Oh my God.
A little bit.
Do you have them on you right now? You
No.
just so happen to have you. That's crazy.
No, they're right there. Yeah. No, those are decorative. These were. I also was like, it's a belt buckle. You can throw it out. Just like lobbing any excuse. But dude, the guy took my little gold bar lighter, and I was so fucking pissed. And he went through all my shit, and I like you know how they still have those COVID windows? You know, I stuck my head under and I was like, I bet you feel proud of yourself. Do you feel like a big man? And then I like took my head out, put all my stuff in my bag, and like came back and go, I'm having a bad day and I took it out on you. I'm sorry, Craig. And then I like left.
Yeah, classic recovery OCD
Oh,
where you're
yeah.
like, I need to be a good person. Go back.
I really try whenever I pop off, if I have a chance to go back and like apologize, I will.
yeah.
'Cause I just like see red.
I never pop off.
Really?
Wow.
It must be a Northeast thing.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
We've got that southern.
I hold it in
I
until
never
I
pop
just
off. Cut
absolutely
to him on
explode.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't pop
Yeah.
off, because I have the release.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, when it comes to like stuff like that, I'm so bad about like when it, like service workers or anything, like just like standing up for myself. Like they could just be like, so rude to me, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, that's fine.
So what happened to me is I was on a date one time with a sweetie pie cutie pants such as yourself, and the server came over and started filling out somebody else's check on our table. And they were like, and I was like, is this our check? And they're like, no, I just didn't have room anywhere else. And I was like, what you're doing right now is insane.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? And I was like, that's a crazy thing to do. But the person I was with was like, stop, don't do. Are you like that? Like
No,
you'll get embarrassed?
I'm not, but I've been trying to like get better about it. Like
Yeah.
if people are like crazy to me, like get better about acknowledging it. And my way of doing that is like just going, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like I'll just be in situations and like somebody will do something really rude and
Yeah.
I'll just go, that's crazy. And they're like, oh, I guess it was. I'm sorry for being rude.
I have
Yeah.
like a little thing lined up in my head. Like this woman was being super rude at the impound lot because me and my ex, her car got impounded, and she was just being so rude and mean. And I had a couple on me in the chamber, and she was like, "You really gonna make me go up and get this?" I go, well, "I'd be ashamed for you to actually do your job." And then she came back, and when we were saying goodbye, I go, "It's so interesting. You don't have a wedding ring on your finger. Surprising."
Oh my God, you're
And
so
I know
mean.
that fucking stuck with her.
That is so mean.
Well, I think that's like the gay part of me coming out, because I'll definitely, if someone's
the
rude,
most
I'll be
single
like,
man that's ever lived.
"Up."
Man who will die alone, surely man who dies alone. No, you're not married, are you?
Oh,
Man who has a million toys falling out of his pocket. Man who's sad about losing a gold lighter. My gold lighter.
I was one step away from being like, it's a shame your roots are showing.
Yes, yes.
Your ends are split.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's really good.
The
come
last
on,
time-
girlfriend, straight girlfriend. We like leave.
The last time I popped off on somebody, the problem with me is when I finally get there, I go too hard.
Mhm.
And I was on a plane and I have a hard time flying and I was feeling very nauseous. And we're on the descent, but we're like high enough to where it's like not a problem. I walk and I'm like, I need to go to the restroom. And the woman's like, you need to go to your seat. And I'm like, I'm about to throw up. And she's like, go to your seat.
Whoa.
And I was like, I'm about to throw up. And she was like, if we land and you're not in your seat, you're going to be sorry. And I was like, so where should I fucking throw up?
yeah.
And she just went, not my problem. And I went,
I
thanks
would've
for your
puked at
fucking
her.
help, bitch. And walked away.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I got to the seat and I was like, oh God, I called her a bitch.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, went too hard maybe.
Oh,
But I was
yeah.
just like, dude, like I'm literally sweating like trying to throw up and you're like,
For
not my problem.
I understand
Oh.
her doing her job and like
I
you
would've
got to
thrown
be,
up on
but for
I
her to
would've
go,
put my fingers.
that's
in
what
my
I was gonna say. I was like, you should have just been like, oh yeah, ah. Like I kind of understand when people were like spitting on each other during COVID, when people were like, put on a mask. Like I coughed on the subway. This was like 2 months ago, and 4 people were wearing a mask, and this woman looked at me, and I coughed again by accident because of my smoking. And I heard her go, we need to leave. That man is coughing. And it made me want to go, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What was the
It's
small
just that
one?
moment
Oh,
of anger. You just have to be like,
Yeah.
and walk away.
I
Because
never
I'll
walk away.
definitely like puke on someone to prove
Coyote
a
will
point.
do a thing when we walk in the airport where she's like, oh shit, we're going on a plane. I didn't poop. I'm doing it right now. And it's
Wait.
right when we walk in.
She poops in the
Oh,
airport.
totally. Just a little tiny poop. Just like if she doesn't get it all out at the park before we leave, she'll be like, oh, sorry. And then she'll.
You're looking at her like
that
that's
crazy?
the worst thing you've ever
It's
heard.
tiny. It's
Bro.
a tiny little dog. It's tiny. And
You
I
pick
scoop
it up with a bag.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just grabbed it with a bag. I threw it away. And a woman is like, oh my. She's like walking by with her friend. She's like, oh my God, that's disgusting. And I'm like squatting down, picking up the poop, and I'm like, you're all right. You're going to be all right. Just yelling after her. And she's like trying to get in an elevator. And I'm like, this is offending you. Like I was losing. Dude, she got a tummy ache on the airplane last time we landed. And dude, I can feel her. She's like squirming and she's like looking at me like, yo, this is bad. And I'm like, I know. Like she's doing a stretching thing with her body where I'm like, you're going to fucking blow. We get off the plane and she's like, and immediately I see her start to squat and I put a blanket under and she explodes into the blanket, just water shit into the blanket. I catch it all. A woman stops and she's like, oh my God, it's the air pressure. I'm sure that, I help you. And was like helping me. I was like, you are an angel. You are the best person of all time. Or I've had people where they see her shit and they go, better to hear it on the plane. I'm like, that's what I say. But some people with the dog, they lose their, one guy, dude, the amount of times I
kind
get in
of on
trouble.
the woman that is like, oh.
Dude, if you're a dog and you shit and then you walk into an airport and I'm like, this is where we get on our 4-hour flight, she immediately is like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I can't shit on the plane.
Yeah.
And then she'll start to, you know what I mean? Like, she'll
I feel
look
that
for-
same way about babies when they cry. I want to be like, you should have prepared better.
Man, I saw a guy the other
Am I
day
wrong?
doing
I think
this-
I'm wrong,
What?
right? It's like irrational.
It's just like, it sucks that I bring a dog on a plane when I'm not
Yeah, but that's
retarded
what's
or
that have to
something.
do
But
with me? Why would I get pissed about that? Like now I'm like, why did I just judge you for that?
it's a white girl thing to have a small dog that takes a shit publicly. That's crazy.
Mm.
But it's also like that is an issue, but it's also like, I don't know, you're not a big poop. You're always worried about her pooping. You kind of have a little animal
Mm.
poop phobia, which I get.
What about
Babies, I'm like,
a diaper?
I just feel so bad for them.
You should put her in a cute little diaper. Little diaper.
No, it's a
Little
tiny
diaper,
turd.
baby.
Her I give her the most accurate amount of every food so that when she poops, it is a fucking, if I can't control my own bowels, hers are perfect. You know what I mean?
Mm.
She's great. But sometimes in a green room, she'll get something.
Wait. If you can't
My
control
bowels
your
are a nightmare. When I shit, I have to
Are you
wait for
also
6 years.
shitting when you get off a plane?
Yeah, dude.
But not in the toilet.
The hard part is when we both have to shit and we have to
just so cute. I want to rip
and we
your
have to
little mouth
fight
off.
over bite him. And we have to fight over who shits first. That's always a gamble. Where I'm like, I have to shit. And she's like, bitch, I will go right now. But yeah, I pop off. What did I do recently? Oh, the woman at the dog park. Fuck that fucking bitch. I freak out at people. And I'll do like a full deconstructive thing where I'll be like, this is what you're doing right now. This is why it's insane. And
Oh yeah,
this
that
is-
happened to that guy on the airplane when I was like,
What?
you're not responding
Oh,
to me
yeah.
because you're a coward and you don't like confrontation. Isn't
Yeah.
that right? And he was like, yes.
Sometimes you get a good one. Like a guy drove by me the other day and was like, his window was right next to me. And he's like, what's up, baby? And I just turned and I went, what is wrong with you? And then we both started laughing so hard because he was like,
Oh, that's great.
because you expect to just say that.
Winning in a pop off is like the best.
Oh yeah.
We did a festival once, and I would say that 85% of the physical altercations in my life have been with security guards.
Really?
Oh, dude,
because
they-
it's just some local that has like never been to a show that
Yeah,
has no
and they don't
idea.
understand.
Yeah. So we played this festival and it was like an outdoor stage and there was a walkway from backstage to the front of the stage. It was just like this hallway. So we were like, let's go to the out front and watch the headliner. So we go to walk and they stop us at the front and they're like, you can't come out here. This is VIP. And we're like, okay, all good. We turn around and we go and they stop us at the back and they're like, you can't come back here because the headliner was back there and we like couldn't be in their presence. And we were like, okay. So we go back to the front and we're like, we're just trying to get through to the general public. And they're just like, you can't come back here. So I'm like, okay. So I go back to, and I'm like, yo, I'm going to my green room. I can see it from here. And they're like, you can't.
You were performing?
We had already performed. And
Oh
I'm like,
my
dude,
God.
I've got the fucking pass. So I start to kind of like ramp up and we're in like Iowa. So the security guards are Iowa people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm like
Potato.
talking to this like giant guy that would just absolutely smoke me. And I'm like, dude, what do you suggest me to do?
Yeah,
and he's
pick
just
me
like,
up and carry me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's
put me in a contraband bag and bring me to my green room.
yeah. And he's like, not my fucking problem. And then I just snapped. And I
Dude,
was just like,
The not my problem thing
Yeah.
infuriates
It's just
me.
exactly his problem.
yeah. So
It's
then
like,
Yeah,
I'm
and you are the solution
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
problem.
so then I'm yelling at him like I'm going too hard. I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like looking up at him like he would definitely destroy me, but I'm just like going in on him. There's a woman security guard who had been mean all day. Like every time you walk past, she's like pass and she's just like rude. She sees that we're arguing and she just wants to get in on it. So she runs over. Like literally
Oh,
runs
no.
over. And the band laughed in the moment because of how
Oh,
bad I
yeah.
destroyed this little woman.
Yeah.
She like comes over and I'm yelling at this guy and she goes, you can't come back here. And I went, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she went,
I love a good who the fuck are you?
and she
Yeah.
just like froze and she went and got higher up security. And when she did that, the guy was like, hey, you don't talk to a lady like that. And I went, what the fuck are you gonna do? I'm like screaming at him.
Wow.
And then 2 security guards come and like put me in a full Nelson and drag me out back.
Really?
Yeah. But I won against the lady.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
I roasted the fuck out of her.
Yes.
Wait, what? Why couldn't you just be like, I played on this show?
They just when you play like those festivals that have
Oh, it's a
like,
festival,
yeah, like
yeah.
when the headliner is like fucking Iron Maiden or something, and it wasn't Iron Maiden, but when it's like they'll have like a closed stage to make sure that like every person on the festival isn't trying to watch Iron
Yeah.
Maiden on the side. So like they just had a closed stage and I was like, I'm not trying to go to the stage. I'm trying to go to the dressing room. But when the security guards like fucking yanked me up and took me out back, they like threw me towards the dressing rooms and they're like, don't come back. And I was like, this is what I wanted. Like, this is what I asked for. Like, you just escorted me to my dressing room.
You just threw me at the
Yeah.
prize.
Yeah.
And then-
And another thing,
Yeah.
that's your stuff in there if you
And
want
my
that.
friend like heard about it and he runs over and he's like, where are the security guards? Let's get it. And I'm like, dude, no, they're giant.
yeah.
And then the band was like, but you asking that woman, who the fuck are you? They were like, that was funny.
Are you? Do you guys drink?
Well, only one member drinks.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
Not
yeah,
you.
Our drummer. Yeah.
Nice. Altercation, no alcohol, the best.
Oh yeah.
That's
Dude,
the
that
best.
that happened at the Kia Forum. I opened for Bert at the Kia Forum, and they had a second floor, like VIP, like a backstage area, and we were all going, and I didn't get like a wristband or credentials, and they're like, "Sorry, you can't come back," and we were like, "Oh yeah, I just got off stage, like I'm on the show," and he goes, "Wristband, sorry," and we had to get someone to come through. Other security had to come in, and my like pop off again was like so catty. I like they got me through, and we kept being like, dude, I'm on the show. And he goes, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. You have to, it's a rule. And then we walked away. I was like, do you feel strong? Like, that's what I said.
Dude, your pop-offs are like a suburban mom.
Yeah, they're like Oprah.
I know. Do you feel strong?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He went home that day and was like, I don't feel strong.
Yeah. You're a weak little man.
I got into an altercation. I talk about this on a half hour, but I was like, this guy, this kid put his shit in my bin. And then his
Weren't
bin,
they English too?
So his bin gets pulled. And I'm
This is
like,
a child, by the way.
17 or so, tall. And his bin
was
gets
like
pulled,
12.
so I'm late because his shit gets pulled and my shit's in his bin because he put his shit in my bin. And I go, and I was like, keep your own shit to your own fucking bin next time. And then this like guy comes up like pissed like this, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to fight this guy's dad. And then he goes, don't talk to my son that way. And I just was like, he's British. And then I just lost I was like, what the fuck did you just say? I was like, you're gonna make your son into a limp dick little pussy bitch speaking up for him. Tell him to come over here and talk to me himself. And me and the dad, and I'm like, and then the mom comes over and they're both like, what did you say? And the son's hiding. I'm like, why is your little bitch son hiding over there? Why didn't you And they're getting closer. And the TSA guys, it's like 5 black dudes, TSA guys, and they're laughing so hard. So you know what? Yeah. So and then I'm kind of smiling because I'm like, yeah. And then finally they pull us off each other. And like when somebody does that, when they're like break it up, I just let loose. I was like, your son's gonna live in your basement for the rest of your fucking life, little bow shoe ass wearing pussy little cuck bitch. I lost it,
dude. Did I ever tell you this? Outside the Stress Factory, this guy and I got into it, and him and his friends left, and then they threw a bottle at me, and it crashed at my feet. And I was like, yo, fuck you, you fucking pussy. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm a pussy. I go, yeah, you're a fucking pussy. He goes, I'll show you a pussy. And he just ran up and tackled me.
No way.
Yeah. And when he's coming at me, I'm like, it's not real.
Dude, yeah. I've had so many situations like that because it's all like I said, it's all security guards.
And I'm like, that's a joke, right?
Like I said, it's always security guards. So I'm always like, they're always massive, and I'll like pop off, and then they'll respond, and I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess I gotta do.
Yeah.
We played Furnace Fest in Alabama, and I fucking stage dove during our set, and it was a barricade. So the security guard caught me and put me down in between the barricade, and they started to usher me off. And I was like, I'm in this band. And he like was like, you gotta go. And I was like, I'm in this band. And
I'm singing in this band.
He grabbed me like hard as fuck, and he yanked me up. And I just saw black, and I just fucking headbutted him.
Oh
and
my
it just
God.
Popped off.
You
And,
are
like,
really you started off being like, I don't like confrontation, and now you're like, dude, I
know,
took out
you're
a security
like the
guard.
sweetest
It's
little
the adrenaline of a
bumblebee.
show. It's the adrenaline of a show,
Yeah.
100%. But I'm just like, I'm now like being choked out. The guy in front of me is looking at me with a look in his eyes I've never seen in another person. Like I was like, this guy would murder me if we were in a room alone.
Yeah.
And there's just like 20 security guards. My friends are flying off the stage
To come
and
get you?
to join in.
Yeah.
And like one of our friends who actually like manages, he's like one of our managers. He comes over and he's on stage pulling people off of me. And a security guard comes up behind him, kicks him off the stage. He lands in between the barricade, gets knocked out.
Oh my
He's
God.
on the ground. They're stomping him out.
Jesus.
People start tackling those security guards from. It's like a riot, dude.
Yeah.
And
Holy shit.
I like.
How is this not the first story you told?
Yeah, I don't know. I snuck out of it, and this is song 3. So I snuck out of it. I get on stage, I grab the mic, and I'm like, go, go, go. Just act like
Wow.
it didn't happen. Just like keep going, keep going. We start playing. Our guitar player, Isaac, he's playing, and he sees that the friend that got knocked out is getting dragged to the back, and he comes over to me. There was like a video of it on Twitter, but I'm like playing, and he comes over and he kicks me, and he goes, they've got him. And we all just drop our shit and run as fast as we can. And by the time I got over there, the promoter was there, and I looked at the stage and had like no joke, probably 80 friends. And I was like, I'm good to go whenever. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
Whoa.
and like ran over to him and I'm like, what's the word? Like, give me the green light. And he's just like, no, it's done. It's done. Like, he was like, the person I met would have been like green light, but now that he's like businessman,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like, no.
But where was he?
He was good.
Where was your knocked out friend?
That's who I'm saying was like, no, it's all good.
Oh,
They
he
pulled him
said-
to the side to like give him water and make sure he was all good.
Oh, I thought
okay.
they
'Cause I
pulled him
didn't
to the
know-
side to like swarm,
No,
like
I
in
didn't
from
know
dusk
they-
till dawn.
I didn't know they knocked him out because I was in the middle of everything.
Right.
Oh.
So I thought that it was just me and some security guards and my friends pulling him off. And then when I get off and I noticed that they fucked him up, I was like, okay, now it's go time.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I'm glad that I was stopped because I probably could have, I mean, I definitely could have gotten arrested for it. But my first instinct was to grab the mic and like just straight up incite a riot. And
Yeah.
I grabbed it and the promoter came up to me, both hands over my hands like this. And he just looked at me and went, please don't.
Oh my God.
And I said, I want every security guard out of this building or we're not continuing the show.
Yeah.
And he made them all go. And then all the promoters and people that were working on the stage were catching crowd surfers for the rest of the set.
Oh, that's the best.
Wow.
And the set was amazing. It was
That's awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It was crazy. Yeah.
So he made them all leave, so they all had to walk out with their stupid tails between their legs. That's great.
I
Like
guess.
fat
yeah.
guys that can't fit
Wow.
on a roller coaster. They're just
Yeah.
like, oh man.
So even if you're in the band, they're like, I don't care. This
They
is my-"
didn't know. It was too much chaos. And
But they don't. Do they respect bands, or are they like, we respect the venue? You know how sound guys sometimes are like, fuck the band, I work with the venue.
Oh yeah. Sound guys
I
are the
don't know. I think
worst.
that it's a roll of the dice. And I think that like I can't fault them for in the moment being confused because there's so
Yeah.
many people coming over the barricade.
Yeah.
And
And
then
also
one of
you
them
have to
goes,
think,
I'm in
like-
this band. And
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
like,
Also, you have to think like they're probably not fans of that music. They're just
Yeah.
there working, carrying kids around. They're tired. They like don't want to be there.
yeah.
And then a lot of them are fucking dicks anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're trying to like throw their power around.
So
Yeah.
it was fine until he'd like snatched me up and then I just like exploded, but could have been way worse. It was fine.
You could
Man.
have gotten them. You could have told all your people to attack.
Yeah. Or they
security
could have
guards.
just like fully whooped.
Or
my
you could have
ass.
been like fucking Fred Durst at Woodstock and be like, fuck this shit up.
Yeah.
You know?
What did he do?
Fred Durst is like the reason why all that shit went south
Yeah.
at Woodstock.
They were playing break stuff and
Yeah.
people just started to break stuff and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
set
yeah.
shit on fire
Cool.
and like that's why
Yeah.
Woodstock got shut down.
Yeah.
Oh.
We played a festival with with him in Belgium
No shit.
and there was straight up like 70,000 people there and me and Taylor were like, let's see if the stage is closed. And we walked over it and we walked straight up on stage that nobody stopped us. So we were just watching Limp Bizkit side stage in front of like so many people you can't see where it
They didn't
ends.
stop you.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
because
and-
it's like they're pro mayhem.
I think that their camp is just like chill.
Yeah.
And so we're watching side stage and they play break stuff and like live they do the bridge like for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he just like talks to the crowd and he makes you really, really
Oh
want
yeah,
it.
the bang.
Yeah.
Gang.
So like he's talking to the crowd and whatever. And then me and Taylor standing on the side and there's like a group of people. Their DJ comes over and grabs this dude that's standing next to me and he pulls him over and he gives him a mic and he does the big like break your fucking face.
Yeah.
And they kick in. And I literally had a thought where I was just like, this is the moment that destroyed Woodstock.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at 70,000 people
Whoa.
and I'm like, whoa. And then this guy does the big vocal moment. The song ends. The DJ immediately starts playing a Cypress Hill song. And this guy performs a Cypress Hill song. And when he's done, Fred Durst is like, everybody make some noise for Sin Dog from Cypress Hill. And I was like,
whoa.
and then he just comes over and he stands right next to me again. And I was like both my parents like raised me on hip hop. So I was just like, I was way more excited about the fact that I was
Whoa.
standing next to the dude from Cypress Hill than I was watching Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
I was like pulling up pictures of him, holding it to the back of his head, looking at Taylor going,
That's so. Your parents listen to rap?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Both of them?
Yeah, my parents are they were pretty young when they had me.
Yeah.
So in the 90s and stuff, it was just like East Coast hip hop, really. Yeah.
Grave Diggers?
Yeah, like
MOP.
Jurassic 5?
Rakim, Eric B and Rakim was like one of my dad's favorites.
Rozelle.
Yeah.
What's your
Wu-Tang, Biggie. I mean, Biggie probably has to be my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
But Ice Cube is up there for me, probably in my top 3. Like his solo stuff when he branched off from NWA. Busta Rhymes, like early
Nice.
Busta Rhymes.
Thoughts
when he
on
was, like,
Ice-T
weird.
and Body Count?
Ice-T is awesome.
Yeah.
I personally like Ice-T more than Body Count, but I like both.
Yeah.
But we played with Ice-T. We did Every Time I Die's Christmas show, and Ice-T played. And I was so excited to see him, and I was like, I hope he plays 6 a.m. And I remember my dad had a cassette tape of 6 a.m. So I'm just kind of like hanging out backstage, and Body Count records with Will Putney, who Knocked Loose has recorded with. And Ice-T walks straight up to our drummer, and he goes, Knocked Loose? And he was like, yeah. And he goes, Will Putney only fucks with dope shit. And he
Oh
daps him
my
up.
God.
And I was
Wow.
like, let's go. And then his DJ starts the set. It's just his DJ out there getting people hype. He's just sitting in a chair backstage. He's just like this. And I'm just sitting there like watching him like fly on the wall. And I'm like, I wonder how this set's going to be. And the DJ's like, make some noise for Ice-T, blah, blah. And the crowd goes crazy. And he's like, I said, make some noise. The crowd goes crazy. Everything goes quiet. Ice-T stands up and he goes, 6 a.m. And then the beat starts. And I was like, yeah! Like side stage losing my mind. It was so fucking sick.
That's awesome.
God damn. I want Ice-T to say some fucking iconic Ice-T line to me.
Not gonna happen. Maybe someday.
It might. What if he's like,
Yo, I love booty hole.
you ever taste the dookie?
I think we have to wrap.
Yeah.
What time is it? How are we deep?
Yeah,
good?
we're good.
Oh, I feel like I didn't ask all of my. I just.
Wait,
We're-
ask one more.
Okay. Do you miss not being huge and being able to play little freaky spots with little freaky people?
No, because we still do.
You do.
Yeah, like and I love having the option. Like we were a couple weeks ago, I guess a month ago now, we did a pop-up with Uncle Paulie's Deli in Los Angeles.
Whoa.
So the band had to fly out to LA, and I was like, while we're all here, let's just play a show. And
Yeah.
like there's like this like DIY spot in LA called the Midnight Hour record store that does hardcore shows, and I've been since I've moved to LA, and I was like, man, this would be such a fun venue to play. So we just like hit up some friends. They weren't available. It snowballed into like this legendary lineup. It was supposed to
Really?
be just us and some friends, but it ended up being we announced it like the day before, and we were like first come first serve. It was I think 400 cap room, no barricade.
Yeah.
And it was Knocked Loose, Cosmic Joke, Mongrel, Beyond Repair, which is the original Throwdown lineup,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
and Twitching Tongues and us. And
Tell that
Just because they're all were in LA?
straight.
yeah, like
Wow.
literally we said hit up Beyond Repair like as a joke, and our manager was like, they're down, and we were like, oh my god, okay. And then we hit up Dead Body, which is like members of Twitching Tongues, and Colin, shout out to Colin, he FaceTimes me and he literally goes, Dead Body can't play the show. And I was like, that's all good, man, like I understand. And he went, Twitching can.
Wow.
And I was like, you're insane.
yeah.
I was like, that is fucked.
That's the
it-
best.
Yeah, it came together like so well. It's like such a like awesome legendary show, and like we still do that. It's just like it's cool now because we have the option. Like we can do
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 nights in New York and like massive venues, but then that sounded really braggy and I didn't mean it to, but
No, it's good.
also we're just like,
No.
this would be fun. Let's do this. And
Yeah.
Like we did Lollapalooza in Chicago, and we were like, what if we also played a hardcore show and we just like played Cobra Lounge to like 200 kids?
That's
the
awesome. Yeah,
best.
because you can just cut off the. Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
cut it off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
great.
I mean, that is the dream. That is like in comedy when people do theaters and then you'll see them do like a club tour and you're like,
Yeah.
that club tour is gonna be so fun
Yeah.
because it's just you're right in people's faces.
Definitely.
There is no like the metaphorical barricade of the stage being
Yeah.
50 feet
That's why I
back
don't
or
like
whatever.
theaters. I like
I
small
love theaters.
clubs.
I really like doing it.
I
Anytime
like
do
a
it.
big stage to stomp around on.
Yeah.
But like some theaters, it's just the
Dissociative.
distance,
Yeah.
between you and them is a lot.
Yeah.
The lighting is fucked. And then you're like, am I dying in the back? Like sometimes the laugh doesn't carry. And then Town Hall is 86 feet from the stage to the back wall, and it's very vertical.
Yeah.
So you can hear everything from there.
Yeah.
But some theaters, man, they're just, I don't know. I love small little venues.
This is interesting. I just thought of this when you said the lighting. And I'm assuming this obviously varies depending on the size of the room, but like, would a comedian tour with their own like lighting crew?
No.
Never?
Mm-mm.
Never,
Word.
never. Unless you're
No.
gay. Unless you're like, a hack.
Yeah.
You could. Maybe Sebastian does or something. Like if you're doing a
Because
special.
it's probably just like it's just like lights on. That's
Yeah,
it.
like literally you can show up to the venue and be like, yeah, turn that down.
if you
Yeah.
travel with like
turn that up.
if you travel with a fucking PowerPoint, maybe like an alt thing or
Yeah.
you have some special thing. Bro Burnham.
or if you
who's not a hack who I love.
or if you, I guess like if you're in an arena and you have like crowd moments, you would want the lights to kind of like reflect that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Arena-
like
Arena would be
Bird or
different.
Nate Bargatze or
No,
Tom.
When I
Se-
saw
Segura
Adam
I was just with
Sandler-
and he just has his
Oh.
trainer.
Dude, yes, Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
purist,
Because that's
same.
Oh yeah. We
yes,
bonded about
we
that
bonded over
when we
Adam
first
Sandler.
met. Like
Yeah.
within the first 10 minutes of
Yeah,
meeting.
yeah.
I don't know how it came up, but yeah.
I don't know.
There's one Adam Sandler movie that I don't like, and you insisted I revisit.
What is it? What
Yes.
is it?
Jack and
Jack
Jill.
and Jill. Did you rewatch
I haven't
it?
yet, but I told this story the
I
other
think that
day
one-
because
oh,
someone
yeah, that
said it
one
was
is not
good,
bad.
and I was like, "Oh, you're like the second person I've ever met that stands by it."
Bro, rewatch it. It is such a classic slapstick comedy.
I even like the serious stuff. He's so good at
Oh
the
yeah.
serious stuff. Like
Sandler is the all-time.
he's
for
in
me.
my dream blunt rotation, even though I don't smoke.
Mm.
Yeah,
He would be in my dream coffee circle.
yeah. I guess that would be my version of that.
Your dream what's the shot that you take?
Vive organic immunity booster.
Yeah. Adam Sandler's in my immunity booster rotation.
Me and Adam Sandler shared turmeric and ginger.
I think he would. I think he'd be down.
Yeah.
It's sick once you get to a certain age where you're just like, I just want to feel good. I just want dude, give me a pillow. Just give me a
Yeah.
good pillow. Give me a fucking, it is like, even when I watch movies where people stay up all night, like falling in love, the whole time I'm like, they're going to have a really bad day the next day. It's going to be really hard on them. You know what I mean? Like, it's really
Doing
gonna
things
suck.
that like require me to be like extremely tired the next day feels like it's like a prison sentence. It's like something that
Dude.
I'll never recover from. Like if I have a flight and I'm like, if I don't get 8 hours before this flight, I will never recover.
Mm.
Dude, the person who showed me all hardcore, including you guys, Josh Wagner, shout out, great comedian. He was like, every time I go home, it's like if I don't have 12 hours from when I'm going to bed to waking up, it's a nightmare. And I was like, that's 100% true. If I'm,
Oh
you
yeah,
know
and
when-
then it bleeds into the rest of your week.
yeah, you know when
just,
you're
like,
doing this in bed when you're
yeah.
counting how many hours you have, you're like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
you know,
It's the worst.
this feeling is the worst.
When you take the alarm and you're like, I could do 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
You put
Mm.
it at like 6:30 a.m. instead of 6 a.m.
I've been
Ugh,
fucking up and staying up until like 8 or 9.
That's not good.
and then coming out of my shell when it's dark.
Dude, you want a life changer? Magnesium.
I
Take that
heard.
shit. Listen to me.
haven't, yeah.
Calm magnesium. You take 2 tablespoons. You have a perfect shit in the morning and you sleep like a fucking baby. My trainer just gave it to me because I was like, dude, I'm eating so much protein. I have not shit in 3 weeks. Help me. And I don't sleep. And she was like, here you go. Change my life.
You
You'll
take it in the morning or before you go to bed?
before you go to bed.
Okay.
It is incredible.
Yeah, touring your schedule's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like
It's the only thing that doesn't
getting
make you
off the
groggy.
stage at 11 with so much adrenaline.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
I'm just like, I couldn't go to bed right now, even if I tried.
That was me the other night after the cellar. I didn't get home until 3:30 in the morning.
Magnesium.
And I rode my bike home, so I'm all like, you know?
You're also chugging coffee
Yeah.
like a monster.
And then I obsessively play solitaire.
Oh, blue light.
I play Water Sort on my phone. You
Mm.
heard of it?
I've been getting into gin rummy.
I'm on level 1500.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy
Good.
shit.
I deleted all the games off his phone.
Uh-huh.
He was
I found
addicted.
out like I'm like
I
a
downloaded more.
No.
I'm like a fucking iPad kid. Like I found out that one of the only things that like helps me with my like flight anxiety is playing games on my phone.
Dude,
Just
before
like
I'm
the
having a panic
distraction.
attack before going on stage, when I was opening for Segura, it's like arenas, and I was like, dude, what if I go on stage and I start getting on all fours and pulling my hair out and barking like a dog? You know when you have those thoughts where you're like, what
Yeah.
if I guess you're allowed.
I get nervous
You're
before
allowed.
every show. Yeah.
I just do crossword puzzles, and that's all. That's the thing
I
that calms me
think of
down.
you about that because I do Sudoku.
Yeah, it really helps.
And like Jordan, and I try to do crossword puzzles when I can't get it. I get so angry. So I just go back to spades and gin rummy.
you got to just do Mondays.
Do you want to have a card night?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be so old school cards.
Man, I just did a crazy thing this morning.
Huh.
I'm looking at cabins. I was like, should I just rent a lake house so my whole family can go there? I have money. My niece can go. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. And at that moment, my manager texts me and goes, me and my other manager think you need to take some time off. And I was like, well, okay. And I booked it. That's cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
When?
I know. July.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
We should go back up to Wes's.
Yeah. Although that place pisses me off.
Why?
It's so beautiful. You know when you go into somebody's place and like everything is so curated.
Just
you're like,
allow it.
and you're like, well, how do you have like a 200-year-old jade plant? How do you have manuka honey? Like, how do
Yeah.
you know to buy these things at the store? How do you know to put that picture right next to that skull?
'Cause you're
skull.
the singer of the Lumineers.
I know. It's just like one of those things where you're like,
what?
no, I know it's his wife. Like, I know the woman in the house is like, you know, it would be nice if this was slightly tilted to the left. And it just
Dude,
makes me be
did-
like, how do
Did I tell
you do this?
Did I tell you I went to a party at their place on the Upper West Side? We're all hanging out.
I can't talk about this. And they know Ratcliffe is there.
Yeah, yeah. And
He's
when
playing MSG. Can you ask him if I can go, please?
we can go.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When?
Whatever the third month is.
March.
March.
February.
March.
Why'd I say that?
Well, why'd I say the third month?
I don't
The
know.
first
Couldn't think of
3
it.
are the easiest.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I would say
you
the
know,
first 3 and the last.
I don't even know what the last is. December
December.
31st birthday.
What were you saying?
Huh?
You went to a party?
Oh, and
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you told me this.
everybody was there. We're all hanging out, and then I go to say goodbye to Wes's wife, and we're at the front door, and she's like, "Oh, you guys have to check Ian out. He's a very funny comic, a little inappropriate."
Yeah.
And as I'm leaving, I hear her go, "No, very, very inappropriate.
Do not
Yeah,
Google him."
It's very a lot."
That's awesome.
Like, well, see you guys later.
That's good.
Fuck shit, fuck suck. Dude, you're the man. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
This was
thanks
the
for having
fucking
me.
best.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, and we're both so happy that
Yeah,
you
we'll
guys
see you
are.
tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna see you tonight. You guys are getting everything you deserve, and
When's
it's
your
fucking
sound
wonderful.
check?
It's
You
done.
already did it.
You did it. You're
You know
done.
something crazy? We have 2 sound guys, and they're both so nerdy.
That's good.
And I love roasting them whenever I can. And they do this thing called a virtual check, where they record the show from the night before, and then they sound check with the audio of the recording, which I guess is common, but it's brand new for us, and it's fucking
That's
insane.
so cool.
Because I'm just like in the dressing room, like having breakfast, and I hear like Pittsburgh.
Yeah. That's so
Just hear
crazy.
myself yelling about another city.
Wow, that's sick.
That's awesome. What do you want to plug anything? New album?
Our brand new album just came out. You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to.
It's so good.
We are currently number 2 in the world for vinyl sales, right after Taylor Swift. So please help us.
Holy shit.
throwing
Is that
her.
true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like
Yeah.
we're in the process of like the record's been out for like 2 weeks now, so we're getting all these statistics back, and they're just like absolutely mind blowing. And that was the
That's
one we got the
crazy.
other day. Yeah,
Wow.
nuts.
Okay, I'll buy vinyl tonight.
yeah.
I've
We
been
got-
buying
can buy it
vinyl
at
and I don't
Target.
have a record store. What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
14th and 1st. Let's go. 14th and A. Right now.
Oh, no,
We
we're
have
gonna
to
go to his
dethrone her.
show.
Oh,
And we'll
yeah,
buy
yeah,
it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it there too.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Yeah. We're not gonna go to Target right now.
Well, he said we could get.
No, we're not gonna go to Target right now.
I need socks.
What am I plugging? A bunch of tour dates are up there. I don't know where I'm at soon. Texas. Oh, Des Moines, dude. Funny Bone sucks. It's hard. It's hard to go into a mall and do comedy. But if you guys come, it'll be less bad. But that might be too soon. Hartford, Connecticut, make that not suck too.
It's another mall.
Another mall. Help me out.
I just did Mall of America.
Yeah, you didn't help him out, did you?
No.
So help me out.
Some of you did, but
I'm gonna sell posters, and R.I.P. Jordan Jensen is up. It's mental health stuff. We got me getting into a fight with Ismail Lutfi about me just saying you are not Muslim.
what?
Yeah, it just me the whole time being like, I don't believe you. I don't
He's-
believe you.
Like
He's dumb
his name's-
Muslim. He's dumb Muzz. He's Muzzy from.
Ismail.
I know.
He speaks Arabic.
I know.
You're
I just was like, I don't believe
living
you.
on
I don't
another
believe you.
planet. What's the matter with you?
I just don't believe it when people are like, I think they're angels. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
There are angels.
I know your dad's in heaven. Go
She-
ahead, plug your shit.
I was going to say she's sitting on the couch, but good God Almighty, and he's in heaven and here with us.
Yeah.
Hello, Papa.
Yeah. He's alive. He's not dead. Everything's fine.
I'll
You're
see him one
fine.
day
You're a
again.
good boy.
We'll have a
Yes.
catch one more time.
Your dick is
Yes,
huge.
yes, yeah. Sunnyvale, California, Eugene, Oregon, Naples, Florida, Rochester, New York, punchup.live/Ian FIDANCE for all my dates, patreon.com/Beanie and Pod. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. This was so fun, and I'm fucking excited for tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yeah.
All right, man. See you guys next time.